We need to collect as many weights as we can to get as strong as we can. And even if we don't pick them up, we get 1 strength per second. Because then once it's time to toss, we can throw an itty bitty pencil almost 1000 studs, which gives us almost 500 coins, which is about half the amount we need for our first pet. Luckily the game started again, so off we go with our giant pencil, and it's touching down around 600 studs. I need to lift some more weights. By the end of this though, we're going to be the strongest being in the entire universe. Then we're going to pick up the entire universe and throw it across the multiverse. I don't care how many Robux we have to spend. Well, it looks like my total strength is up to 813 now, with a base of 320. Whatever, we're going to throw this and see how far it goes. We're definitely earning here 1.7 thousand studs, worth almost 1,000 coins. So let's go ahead and open our first idiot. We have a common chance up to legendary. There's a 1 in 200 chance of a legendary. We'll settle for the blue bubble for now, because he's obviously going to add some strength. The base strength goes up from 350 to 850. And for those of you out there that aren't really good at math, that's a really big increase. So I've shuffled around. We're up to almost 3000 strength now. So let's go ahead and give this a launch. And that's going way far down the road. We're going to get 5,000 studs just from doing that, which is great. But the next pets cost 200,000 and then 5 million and then 50 million. And there's even one over here for presumably money. So let's just go ahead and open a few more of these basic pets. Hopefully we'll get a legendary, but a blue bubble is fine too. We also got a green bubble, which I think is, yeah, uncommon. Well, long story short, we're just going to go to equip best. That's going to give us this one for 1,000 and these two for 500. I have 3 of these. I'm not sure if we can combine them. I sure hope we can. If we can't, we could probably just put them in like a hydraulic press and push them together. That would probably get the job done. No, so not really sure what this is. Rebirth to unlock. Yeah, that only costs 50 million, so it's going to take a second before we get there. Though we are up to 7,000 strength already. Plus I'm pretty sure everything we pick up now gives a big boost. So let's run right up the line and launch our thing. How far are we going this time? We can't even see the track anymore. And we've only been at this for 10 seconds. 15,000 studs. Okay, turns out there's an evolve thing. There's an evolve button right here. I'm just stupid, so I didn't see it before. We've evolved, I think, into this one green idiot. No, we actually have 2 different ones. One's yellow, one's green. This is the evolved one. This is the unevolved one. Timer's counting down, so I'm going to go ahead and throw this, and it hopefully lands before we run out of time. Then we'll make some money before the round ends. There's another 15,000. Oh, times 0.5, so we only get half that value anyway. Alright, well, in between that, I guess I'm going to be opening pets to hopefully get enough to smash together into a better pet. But to be honest with you, I really have nothing better to do with my time. We really are just getting, well, that was the first slightly better one we got. That was rare. The rest were literally common and uncommon. So after all that, we can evolve one of those, and we can probably evolve a few of these. I don't know if they change into anything useful. But as far as the pets are concerned, we're just going to go ahead and equip the best. 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. And we just need to top ourselves up with a little bit more weights. Then we combine those with our 14,000 strength, and we launch our pencil into oblivion. We're up to about 28,000 studs. We should get $14,000 for that. We can also buy better items that presumably go further and look better. So let's try a golden pencil. I do think that will give it some kind of boost at least. I don't know if we actually equipped it now that I think about it. But we're still going 28,000. And that just means we get a direct comparison from 28,000 if this goes 50% farther, which I think it might, or will actually go considerably less far. But we get 1.5 times coins, and that's important. Okay, so the pencil I got is heavier, but we make more money, and that's all I care about. We gotta make money. That's how we're gonna break the laws of physics, using pencils and weights. So after collecting some more weights, we're gonna do another toss. This one actually went really far considering what this is. 35,000 times 1.5, there is 50,000 coins. So we're already halfway to our next pet that costs $200,000. I just realized our strength is up to 40,000 already. So a few more tosses like this, and we'll have enough for that next pet. Yeah, this went almost, oh, that didn't go 50,000, that's $75,000. And we'll just launch again right away. We're gonna make that money. And at the scale at the bottom goes up to 100,000 before it's gonna lap itself. But we have enough for a $200,000 pet and then some. For those of you unfamiliar with shapes, these are now triangles. Hopefully a very rare, I think that might actually be a rare one. Yep, there's a 1 in 7 chance of that. And that's going to be well over a 10 times boost compared to the other ones. So real quick before the timer runs out, we're gonna launch that pencil into oblivion, and it's gonna go a long ways. That took us from 50,000 to 80,000 just like that. That's worth 120,000 coins by itself. Then we're gonna get the intermission, so it cuts my strength back down. Once it starts again, we'll start picking up more weights. Back in the board, we got 5 minutes to go. We're down to 36,000 strength, but I'm pretty sure the more pets and everything we have, the more each of these weights is gonna give us. One more quick toss into oblivion should bring us over 200,000 for another pet. This one's already going way far down the track, 65,000. So let's scoop up another pet. This time we got a green pyramid. It's obviously not going to be as good, but it's still going to be quite good, 15,000. So combining that with our previous pets, and we're going all the way up to 80,000 already. We got 3.5 minutes left. We've already saved up enough for another $200,000 pet, blue pyramid, which is the most common one. There's a 50% chance of that happening. It's still 5 times better than the basic level pets though, so I'm really not going to complain. We're just going to keep launching this thing into oblivion. Maybe something bigger than a pencil. This only went 90,000, which is still really good. So we're going to launch it one more time, then look about buying something better. So we're now breaking through our top strength for the first time. Gravity is still a solid 1. But one new pet's going to fix that entirely. There's another rare one, so that's going to be a big boost. So real quick, let's give that a try. Launching the very same pencil, 100,000. We've hit the end of the track already. Picking up these weights is giving us like thousands of strength per weight at this point, so I can see how this is going to get pretty ridiculous pretty quick, even with my half-hearted effort at doing this. But pick up the weights, throw stuff, throw bigger stuff, throw bigger stuff. So I just bought the water bottle. I think I straight up just bought it with coins. I didn't realize you could just, yeah, you can actually just buy things straight up with money. So we're going to skip to the book right away because it gets a slightly better boost. It gets a boost and it's a weight of a simple 1. Anyways, let's launch this thing and see how far it goes. Oh yeah, we should probably equip it first. The book is equipped. Take that, learning. Let's see what you do now. There's 50,000 studs, there's 80,000, and we hit 100,000 still. Worth now 80,000 because we get less money than the golden pencil. But I think it's more fun to throw a book, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. So with the last 30 seconds, we're going to go ahead and throw this book a few more times. Going all the way from the beginning, hopefully landing a little over 100,000. And got it. $613,000. So I can buy 3 $200,000 pets. Hopefully they're all amazing. That's a good one. That's an even better one. There's a 1 in 20 chance of that one spawning than a green pet. This one is a 40,000 boost. So that's going to give us a big boost, but we can also evolve this rare triangle pet. So that's going to go from 25,000 to something outrageous, 50,000. So our base strength now is 106,000. All right, well, let's put these pets to the test and give it a launch. Go book, go. I want to get so far that we go like light speed and we just warp around the board. But I feel like we should be working away with the items more. This is 80,000. It's slightly more boost, but slightly more weight. But that's fine by me. Let's see what it's like to throw a keyboard. Something we've always wanted to do. And this probably is starting to get kind of heavy. Just about 100,000. Just gonna go ahead and launch this a few times just to save up a bit of money. We need better items. So after keyboard comes a monitor, which unlocks the bed next, but we're definitely gonna throw a monitor, especially for that kind of big boost. So throw that into oblivion. I think the boost refers to the money. So this is about 80,000 times 1.1, 87,000 coins. Okay, so let's buy the bed then for 1.3 times boost. It's definitely getting heavy though. We gotta get so strong to throw this stuff. Like this thing's not gonna go anywhere. Oops, that's the monitor again. But it's okay, it's a curved monitor. We'll get over it. Now we're throwing big boy stuff. An entire bed launched into oblivion. That's not going nearly as far as I'd hoped. So we're not going to make a ton of money off that. But there's not many players in this lobby right now, so these weights are all mine. After picking those up, we can now throw this thing 58,000, so it's getting better. Now I'm assuming we only can throw things about 100, so let's go back to the keyboard, because whatever it is, we want to be able to throw it to the 100 mark. No more, no less. So the keyboard might be about perfect right now, because it's going to be the most money for the effort. So I'm going to spend the next 5 minutes throwing this keyboard down the track, which allowed us to very quickly save up $961,000. Every item now gets a lot heavier though, so we need to be really strong to throw some of this stuff like a nuke or a mountain. What I really need is a $5 million pet, so I'm just going to throw this keyboard for the next few minutes straight down. I never really paid that much attention to the auto button yet, but I can see now why it's going to come in handy, because it's going to do this all by itself, making me $85,000 every time. We just broke 5 million coins, so that means we can buy our first 5 million pet. This is where it would be really good to get a legendary. But we'll see what we land on. I'll settle for anything, like blue block. And even a basic common pet is 100,000 boost. So that's going to replace the 15,000. So that's an 85,000 boost. So we're going to take just a moment to pick up some weights and then walk over and toss our thing. But we're not just going to toss any old thing. We're now going to toss the sofa again because that's a weight of 4. Correction, we haven't bought that yet. We're going to toss the bed first with a weight of 3. But there's a pretty big boost on that, and I think we're going to do pretty good with this. Thanks to our new pet, we're touching down at just about 100,000. So this is going to be our new money-making option. We're just going to toss this thing for the foreseeable future, and every time we do this, it's going to net us a total of 130,000 coins. And I just grinded up another 5 million, so that means another 5 million pet. This one is another blue block. And that's okay, that's still going to add 60,000 strength. So let's see what our giant bed thinks of that kind of power. And that launched it 93,000, so this is pretty much going to be what we launch, 121,000. Our strength is up to 255,000 now, so we're doing pretty good. And picked up a few more weights, 93,000 studs times 1.3, 121,000 on autopilot. A few productive minutes of autopilot later, and we've got $13 million to spend, which means 2 pets. 1 blue block, which I think we can evolve into a super blue block, and a green block. So the 3 blue blocks are 100,000 each when combined. I think they turn into this monstrosity with 200,000 strength. That is absolutely ridiculous. And that puts our base strength up to 364,000. And I'm going to go ahead and pick up a few weights this time. Every time we pick one up, it's an extra 1,500 strength. 460,000 should do it for now. Let's launch this bed and see where it goes. So far, yeah, it's touched down to over 100,000. It's time for a bigger item. Probably a sofa. This costs $250,000 by itself, but it's got a boost of 1.5 times. Go. I didn't forget to switch the items again. Sofa, equip, and launch. Bigger and heavier than anything we've thrown so far. And it's making its way down the track. It hit 100,000. But that's worth 150,000. We need a bigger item. A container. 1.5 million. These are getting expensive, but that's a big boost. If we can actually get this down the end, then we're going to be in for some big money. A whole shipping container all in one. And 92,000, so it's just in that sweet spot. 150,000 every time we're putting this thing on auto. I've always wanted to throw shipping crates through the air. We were throwing keyboards like 10 minutes ago. Now we're throwing shipping crates. I can't wait to see what the next hour brings us. Not only have I saved up another $5 million, I've also bought something called the magnet. So now anytime the weights spawn in, well, they basically go to me and no one else gets any. But that just means as I sit here, I'm just going to get a lot stronger anyways. But for now, we'll settle with another $5 million pet. It's a simple blue block, but that adds 50,000 extra power. So just from taking a little walk, that should put us up to almost 500,000 weight power, which might be just enough to get our shipping crate to full 100,000, which means we can escalate to the next item, 100,000.07. So after shipping container comes warehouse shelf. That's 1 extra weight, but bigger boost. And it's really expensive, so I'll see you in a minute. I decided that now was about the time when we're going to need a few boosts, like 2 extra pets. So now if I go equip best, we'll simply get 2 extras for an extra 100,000 power. So that means the shipping crate's easily going to hit the 100,000 mark, thereabouts. And as I go pick up some of the weights, literally the whole thing goes into me and we're at 734,000. And we also have the money to buy the warehouse shelf, which we're going to. Then we're going to equip that and launch it into oblivion, a full warehouse shelf going down the runway. And that landed at about 100,000, so that's perfect. We're going to set that to auto. I did sort of also increase the number of gold I get, so I'm going to get about 400,000 every toss. I really quickly saved up another 5 million, so let's buy us another pet. We have room for 5 now, so these are really going to make a difference. Because now we're replacing 40 with 110,000, which is a 70,000 increase. And since I'm over here, I might as well walk around and pick up a few more weights, which puts me up to 700,000 strength. And that should be enough to toss this thing 100,000. It might be getting close to time to buy the next item. The next item on the list is a car. It goes up by about 33% in weight, but the boost is bigger, so we're going to go ahead and buy that and then equip it. And then for the first time, we get to throw an entire car down this thing. It's not super aerodynamic in the way it flies, but it is going pretty far. We can settle for that. That gets us 350,000. I can live with it. Not really sure what happened here. I went into the menu and came back and suddenly the car just didn't stop going. Saved up another 5.7 million. I think we need a better item though. So we're going from car all the way up to tree, which is another big boost, but another 10% boost to our earnings. Plus, that also cost me a lot of money. That was millions of dollars by itself. Oh, okay, we're still auto going. That's fine. The tree, we might need some extra strength to make launch though. We only got 60,000 on that one. So let's go ahead and pick up a little bit of extra weight and see if that's enough to make the difference. Otherwise, we're going to need more pets. So off we go with the enormous tree. 77,000 I don't think is going to be enough. So let's step back to the car for just a minute. This should be about 100,000. And that's a much more efficient toss for us. Okay, time to pick up just a few more weights. This might be able to do us with the tree. I just realized how big I'm getting. This guy's getting jacked. Well, I do have over 1 million strength, so the tree might be a thing now. At least we're gonna find out. It's got a pretty good trajectory so far. 70, 80, 99.88. That's perfect. We're going to crank that on auto for a few seconds and make that money. A few very short minutes later, we've got $24 million to spend. So I think we better start buying some more of these pets. Eventually we'll combine them into bigger, better pets. There's a green block. And let me guess, another green block. Oh, it's a yellow block. I kind of forgot I could open 3 of these at a time too. Anyways, the blue block is worth 130,000, so we're going to go equip best, and then we're definitely going to combine some of these into a super pet. So these are going to go from 110,000 to something much better. I think that straight up doubled them to 220,000, so equipping the best now. Our base is 775,000. Our strength is over 1 million already. My body and arms get bigger, my head stays the same. I could only stare at the VIP area for so long before I had to pick it up, and then we got 1.5 million. So we got 500,000 in an instant, which makes me think we might be able to take on the house. It's got a 2.5 times boost, but its weight is very heavy. But look at the size of me. This guy is ready to throw. And go. We're throwing entire houses through this guy now. And this looks like it will hit 100,000. Perfect. Now every time we do that we get $500,000. So now I just let the house throw itself really. That's the key. It's all in technique. Just let the house do all the work. Okay, the game reset, so I'm back to 4 minutes left on the timer, but I just pumped my strength up to 1.5 million again in an instant. And as long as I'm in this VIP zone, I will just magnet all of these pretty much instantly. And I'm gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm already bigger than this tree. Like, look at the size of me. But more importantly, why that's exciting is I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to launch the rocket now, which weighs 15, which is way more, but it's also got a really good boost. $5 million to throw a rocket? Why not? Will our 2.2 million strength carry it to the end zone? It looks like it probably will. All right, off you go for 3 minutes and 9 seconds. We've just saved up another $32 million. My guy is getting awfully big. I just wanted to walk around a little bit so we could bump our strength up to 3 million. And I want to buy the nuke. It's $6 million, it weighs 16, but you get a 3 times boost out of it. And for the first time, we're going to throw a giant nuclear bomb. It's okay, it's going 100,000 studs away, so everyone will survive probably. And then we're just going to continue to do that for $600,000 a toss. Alright, a few minutes of tossing a nuke later, $32 million or thereabouts. My guy is huge, but as soon as I take just a little walk, our strength jumps up to 3.4 million. And I get even bigger. And bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, this is starting to get a little bit stupid. Luckily, I'm a little bit stupid, so we're going to keep going. We're going to go from nuke to UFO. This weighs 17. So I imagine it's also pretty big. Yep, it's a reasonable size. We can assume it's very heavy. It's probably very aerodynamic anyway, so it can fly a long ways by itself. But since we have so much stupid strength, let's move straight up to Pyramid. I think we're going to be able to launch this the full distance too. And it should be worth a lot of money. There's an entire pyramid. This is probably 4 trillion tons. We launch it the whole way, that's worth 800,000 per toss. And this one just feels good. It feels like I've accomplished something here today. But you know what's even better than a pyramid? An entire mountain. This is a pretty big jump up in size, but it's also got a 5 times boost. So we're doing this. This also costs like $12 million. So I've actually spent all of my money doing this, which I didn't really realize before. But there's an entire mountain, and it should make us the money back pretty quick. That's definitely going the full 100,000 easy enough because my guy is absolutely huge. But that gave us $1 million by itself. This is $1 million toss, so we're just going to let this go. The next item to throw is an asteroid, but it costs $80 million. Luckily, I know a way to very quickly accumulate 1 billion coins. So let's pick up the asteroid for a ×6 booster, but it weighs 22. This is going to be far and away the biggest item we have. This is a regular mountain. It is that big. The asteroid is considerably bigger and heavier. But boy, is it worth a lot of money. That alone was worth 1.2 million. But also, yeah, we're definitely getting pretty big. I just want to take a little walk around to gather some strength to see how big we would get. And we literally are like almost as tall as a tree now. We're definitely pretty muscly and big at this point. Every one of these little weights I pick up adds a ton of size. There's 5 million. Look how big we are. We're enormous. And I pop back to 0 as the round resets, but that's okay because I've easily got $50 million to spend on 3 of these. These are going to be even better pets. We got 3 mystery spheres. I might have bought more of them. There's an orange one. I didn't mean to buy that many, but that's fine. The orange one is 600,000 by itself. So let's go to equip best, and we just suddenly pop to being enormous. So we'll walk over here for the red weights, and then we'll evolve everything I can, which is the mystery spheres for sure. And you can see we dropped down because our strength dropped, but this one's now worth 900,000. If we equip best, our strength pops back up again. Our base is 2.4, and then picking up weights adds on top of that. So we're enormous to start with, and we only get bigger. So let's open a few more of these. This is only $50 million, so what have we got to lose? And one more time maybe, and then we can walk off that thing. Lots to choose from. So we'll go with equip best for a second. Our base strength is 3 million, but we're going to combine some things like the mystery pyramid maybe. And I think that's actually all we got, but that's okay. You just go to equip best and see what happens. There's so much boost from those. 3.25 million just from pets. Like when I'm my base size, I'm looking up at these things. I'm just a tiny little thing compared to where we're at. So let's see how that works. We're going to toss the asteroid, and I think we're going to hit 100,000 easy. So the moon, $100 million to buy the moon. That's a pretty good deal. All right, so let's go ahead and toss the moon finally. We're tossing the moon down the runway. We started at a pencil, which weighs like a few grams. The moon probably weighs more than a few grams, probably dozens even. And it gets us, I think, 1.2 million every time it lands, which isn't a ton compared to how much money we need to do this stuff. 1.4 million, my mistake. You know what? We're going to buy Mercury. We want to throw an entire planet. Mercury is way bigger than the moon, by the way. And that's good because we have 7 million strength to work with. We could literally pull this tree out of the ground and use it like a club if we chose to. We are very big. So let's give it a toss and see what happens. We're throwing entire planets at this point. I don't even know how to quantify that in weight. We're talking like super mega ultra tons or something ridiculous that I don't even know exists. I think the important thing today was we got to throw planets, and that's all I really wanted to do. Plus make a guy that's really ridiculously big and strong. I mean, how could you not love him? Look at him. He's enormous.